G'day, I'm Dan from Bikebiz, and in front of me here is the Airoh Aviator 2.2 motocross helmet. Airoh is a brand, first came onto the market in '97. That was when they brought out their own product. But prior to '97, these guys made helmets for lots of other OE brands across the world. I don't need to mention any of them, but they've been at this for quite some time. But what that means is that some of the other helmet manufacturers around prior to '97 asked these guys to make a helmet for them that they could put their logo on, so you know they've come up with a good quality product that you've already seen out there. But as I said, they're now doing it themselves, and this thing is amazing. Straight away, the one thing that I can tell you about the helmet, I mean, we're at 950 grams for a medium-sized helmet. That is super, super light. You can just chuck the thing around. You don't even feel that it's on your head. What we've got here is your top-of-the-line motocross helmet. This has been designed and manufactured for your racer, for your guy wanting the ultimate safety. What we've ended up with is a feature-packed, light motocross helmet, oodles of protection, bucket loads of features, and let's dive in and just check out all the cool construction that goes on with this helmet. Starting with the outer shell construction, we're 100% carbon and Kevlar here. Now, Airoh do something that's quite rare in the industry. These guys do the shell construction the same thickness the entire way around the helmet. Now, to break that down for you, some of the other helmet manufacturers, they'll beef up what they call the impact areas. So they'll do a thicker construction here, thicker construction on the top, but the rest of it is as it is. These guys use the same thickness the entire way around, so it doesn't matter where you hit your head on this helmet, you've got the same protection everywhere, which is a really cool thing that Airoh have done. You can see that the shape of the shell is very aggressive. It's very aerodynamic and it's very sharp looking. This piece here that they've cut away, this is a nice spot for your goggles to fit in. If you are wearing a neck brace, this little step at the back of the helmet here, that's going to catch on your neck brace, adding to the safety as well. And we've got bucket loads of ventilation. They've packed lots and lots of airflow into the Aviator 2.2. Through the front of the forehead here, you've got a massive amount of vents. Same through the front on the face here. You've got two large vents on the top of the helmet, followed by lots of exhaust venting, two at the back, and then underneath through here as well. And as I mentioned, I have got one of these and I can vouch for how much airflow you actually get through the helmet when you're moving at some pace. Look, for you guys out there that do ride off-road, you'll know how important this airflow is in a motocross helmet, especially if you're doing any sort of summer riding or even some slow speed stuff. You want as much airflow as you can. And these guys do a great job of it. One thing that I can actually show you here, the helmet's so open that you can actually see through and out the top of the vent. There's no channeling, there's nothing in the way. You can see through the top of the helmet, which proves that there's so much airflow. Now, the other thing that assists with the cooling down of this helmet is the internal lining as well. So Airoh have actually told me that it costs more to produce this lining than an entire helmet in a cheaper category. So you can be guaranteed there's a lot of work, a lot of effort that goes into this liner here. It is super comfortable. It's made up of an antibacterial fiber, moisture wicking, which is moving all that moisture towards the venting so that this helmet's drying out. You're not always putting on a wet, sweaty helmet. All this is fully removable. Now, before I do that, I'm just going to actually show you that Airoh have also put in the emergency pull tab. Now, let's say you're on the side of the track, you're involved in an accident, the paramedic needs to take this helmet off your head without any pressure on your neck. They just simply pull this tab and out pops your cheek pad. So I'll do this on both sides. Nice and simple, gets that out of the way. And as you can see, it just snaps in with the press studs there and then locates in the bottom along the ridge of the helmet. Now, when we take this off, just unclips from the top, very simple. And there's our liner, complete, ready to wash. Now, this is your EPS lining, which is expanded polystyrene. This is the main part of the helmet that's going to keep you safe. This will be designed to compress upon impact, absorb that impact and keep it away from your head. Obviously, with a stronger outer shell, those two working together make this that premium motocross style helmet. While we've got this open as well, I'm just going to run you through the retention system. You'll see it on most helmets. This is a foolproof way of doing things. The double D, which we can do up nice and quickly. Make sure you pull that nice and tight when you do put it on your head, and then it just locates and press with a press stud on the strap there. Now, the other thing you'll notice, this is now your standard. You won't see the the red sticker on the back of the helmets anymore. In Australia, we can now legally sell and wear the European standard helmet. These are located on the chin strap. So what we're looking for is the E, a number and a circle around it. This is telling you that this is legal to be used in Australia. You can use this on the road or at the racetrack. And there's your standard there. Now this entire helmet is made in Italy. Everything down from the screws, the liner, the shell, everything is produced, manufactured in Italy, top of the line. Which means they haven't outsourced any parts of the helmet and put them together in Italy. They've designed and manufactured every piece of it in the one factory in Italy, 100% top quality. Airoh are very proud of that fact, and they put a little label here to tell you that this helmet is entirely made in Italy. All right, so moving on to the peak of the helmet. Now this has been sharply designed as well, I guess aerodynamic, so it's going to flow some air. I'll move that down so you can probably see it a little bit better. I'm also going to run through some of the accessories that come with the helmet, and they do one here for the peak and also the venting wire, you can see that. But what we've got is a flexible peak. This will be designed if you do drill your head into the ground that it's going to bend and not crack. So you can get up if you're able to and keep going in your race or your ride. Peak is adjustable, 3 screws, 1 on the top, 2 on the side, and you can adjust the height of that peak as well. In the front here, we've got your intake vent. There is a filter in here which is to catch all those fine bits of sand or dust to stop them from coming in. You can sort of blow that out and give it a clean. And you've got your breath guard as well. But overall, it does work quite well. It does protect the face, and I'll put the helmet on in a moment. You'll be able to see what a good job it does of protecting the mouth and nose. So you've got a reinforced breath guard here as well. This is just to increase the height of that front part of the helmet, just to add that extra protection as well. If you've got a bigger set of goggles or anything like that, you can simply remove that piece of the breath guard. Now, as I mentioned, with the bigger goggles, Airoh have also increased the size of the eye port on this helmet. So they've manufactured it to fit 99.9% of any goggle out there. It is a very wide eye port with really good peripheral vision out of these. And again, you'll see that when I put the helmet on, it does come around the head a little bit more. You sit more forward in the helmet, which increases your vision, which means there's a benefit there, you can see what's going on. All right, I'm just going to run you through the accessories that you get when you purchase the Aviator 2.2, a big bag. You know, most of this stuff doesn't come with such a big accessory kit, but I'll explain what these things do. Firstly, they give you a GoPro mount. Now, this is Airoh branded. It's designed to work on the helmet for you guys that want to video your crash. This will work for you well with your camera. In this bag here, you've got some vent covers. Now, because of the large ventilation on the top of the helmet here, if you're out riding in the rain, obviously your head is going to get wet. So Airoh have thought about that, and they've actually given you a screw-on cover for your vent. So this blocks off all the major intake to it, but it's also stepped at the back there, so it will allow some airflow, but it's just not going to allow the rain to come through. So they've done that there with both sides. Very cool little feature there. I haven't tried it myself, but yet I haven't ridden in the rain yet. Like with any pro helmet or high-end motocross helmet, you don't have adjustable ventilation. You've either got them open, in this case, or closed. The other thing they also give you is a peak extension. Now, you can see the 2 screws here on the front of the peak. Undo those, and this basically extends where the normal peak would be. You do this in the case of extra roost, extra sun protection, or even in the rain where you're riding in the mud, you want to be able to dip that visor down and protect yourself from what's flying in front of you. So that just brings that peak about an inch longer than what is standard. So again, a very cool little thing they've thought of there. And then a whole bunch of stickers, warranty books, and all that other stuff that you will need. Some spare screws in case you want to chop and change, and probably some screws if you need to do those. And a cool lanyard so that you can represent Airoh as you're out there on the racetrack. And again, these accessories come with the helmet when you purchase it. All right, let's just chuck the Airoh Aviator 2.2 on and see how it feels on the inside. Look, straight away, you could just notice how light this helmet is. As I mentioned before, 950 grams, less than a kilo. Like, that's just mind-blowing that they've been able to obtain so much protection in such a light shell. It's just insane. You can really feel the money that's been spent in the liner as well. It's almost like putting your head between the clouds. You know, there's pressure there, but it's so soft. It's just very, very comfortable. Every time I've given this to one of our customers in store to try on, the first reaction is, wow, this is so light. It's almost mind-blowing that this helmet does such a great job but weighs so little. It is such a very cool thing So the vision in this thing is crazy. Like it's so open. All I can really see is just the point here in the front, but because I'm looking forward, I don't even notice it. I'm just going to grab a pair of goggles and see how the goggles fit inside the eye port. Now I've got a fairly big branded frame here. And as you saw, no obstruction as those are going in. They can move around in the eye port, so I've got room for a bigger set of goggles again. But they allow, because the side of the helmet's pushed further back, so because they've pushed the eye port of this helmet further back, it allows the goggles to sit really tightly against my face, which is obviously the best for eye protection because there's no gaps where any dust or mud can get underneath. Very comfortable helmet, very, very comfortable. Comparing this to a cheaper helmet in the range, you really can feel the money. You can feel the premium quality products that go into making this Unreal helmet. It is, I can't talk enough about it. It really is so good. It's so light, so comfortable. The vision's there. Every box that you want to tick out of an off-road or motocross helmet, it's definitely got it in here. This is available in sizes small to extra large. Some of the fastest guys in the world, the guys racing MXGP, the guys in the AMA Supercross are wearing this helmet. Some of those replicas are already available and some are coming out, they're on their way, and they do a sharp range of neutral graphics as well that are very bright but also fit most bikes and most colour schemes. For the full range of colours, make sure you head over to the website and check them out. Alright, so if we're going to wrap up the Aviator 2.2 helmet from Airoh. Now Airoh is a bit of a weird one, it's spelt Airoh. I'm Australian, Airoh. But in Italy, they pronounce this Airoh. Right, so wrapping up the Aviator 2.2 helmet from Airoh. We've got a top-of-the-line motocross or off-road helmet. So the same thickness of material throughout the entire helmet. This is obviously making it one of the safest things that you can put on your head, but the lightest helmet that I have personally ever put on, and something that you do really notice when you've had it on your head for more than 20 minutes. Okay, so we've got lots and lots of ventilation through here, all through the front, all through the back, all through the top. We can close those top vents down if you're riding out in the rain. The flexible peak, which is extendable and adjustable. Your liner kit that is antibacterial, fully removable and washable. Very, very comfortable, very plush. Felt like I've owned this thing for years. Large front vents, aggressively shaped, very fast looking helmet. And something that if you're a racer, if you care about safety, if you want a good lid, this is one that needs to be on your list to be checking out. Again, this helmet entirely made in Italy of all the best materials that you can find to put into a helmet. You can check these out at our Bikebiz stores, or you can find them online at bikebiz.com.au. Head over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, and check out all the other cool videos that we've done. I'm Dan from Bikebiz, and thank you for watching.